Tajiguas Landfill, the bridge to future waste management practices. Let's talk trash. People still say that they throw their trash away. Yet, there really isn't any place called away. Away is always some other place. In southern Santa Barbara County, the place we refer to when we say away is the Tajiguas Landfill. Tajiguas Landfill is an 80-acre facility located in a confined canyon 26 miles west of Santa Barbara, directly north of Highway 101. The Tajiguas Landfill began operations in 1967. Tajiguas Landfill serves a population of over 262,000 residents in the cities of Santa Barbara, Lompoc, Buellton, Goleta, and the unincorporated areas of southern Santa Barbara County and the Cuyama Valley. The California Integrated Waste Management Act, also known as AB 939, required all jurisdictions in the state to divert 50% of their waste from landfills by the year 2000. Santa Barbara County has successfully exceeded this mandate. Phil Demery is the director of the County of Santa Barbara Public Works Department. The Public Works Department is responsible for the safe collection and disposal of Santa Barbara County's waste.
We currently operate in our Solid Waste and Utilities Division with a state mandate to divert 50% of our waste stream from the waste that we generate as citizens throughout the county. Right now, I'm happy to report that we're at 54% diversion. We do this through various recycling programs, a green waste diversion program, and it's been very successful, and we want to improve upon those successes.
Paul Rellis is currently Vice President of the solid waste consulting firm CR&R. Paul is a founder of the Community Environmental Council in Santa Barbara and served for 7 years as a director of the California Integrated Waste Management Board. Paul also teaches an integrated waste and materials management course at UCSB.
We started to shift as a society here in California and elsewhere away from a single focus disposal system called landfill to what we call an integrated waste system, where we put more emphasis on trying to reduce waste at the source, trying to recycle more of it, compost the organic materials, and then the remainder going to landfill.
No matter how hard we work to reduce, reuse, and recycle, trash disposal will remain a necessary part of our lives. The majority of the waste that cannot be recycled or diverted ends up at the Tajiguas Landfill. Mario Borgatello is the president of Marburg Industries. He has been in the solid waste management and recycling business in Santa Barbara County for over 35 years.
I've been a resident of this community for 58 years, and I definitely feel a responsibility, not only as a trash hauler, as a recycler, but as a citizen of the community. We have a responsibility to protect the integrity of our environment.
Responsibility. The County of Santa Barbara is responsible for providing environmentally and economically sound solutions for the collection, diversion, and disposal of Santa Barbara County's waste. Sister Janet Corcoran's efforts at the Marion Medical Center in Santa Maria have led to significant reductions in the amount of waste that this medical facility sends to the landfill.
Every business really ought to be looking at how do they handle their waste and how can we reuse it, reduce it, recycle it, and conserve, because it's one by one that we make a difference. There's not a green waste program in our area, and so we felt we would start a pilot program and also encourage other businesses and people to do likewise. We have a bin that we set up in the back of the medical center, and then we collect that, and we've got it down to a science now as to how often we should take that to be composted.
John Clark is the president of the board of the Santa Barbara-based Community Environmental Council. He has been involved with waste management issues in the area for over 15 years.
Environmental responsibility is really what waste management's all about, and I think our community is going to know that we need to do better than we're doing now, and that's something we have to step up to. And there are so many ways we can do that, and looking into the next 50%, I think the options are starting to get clearer for us.
Michael LeBrun is a senior water resources control engineer for the California Regional Water Quality Control Board. His Central Coast office regulates water quality at landfills from Santa Cruz County down to northern Ventura County.
The landfills that are operated throughout the state and throughout this country are operated to the highest standard, some of the highest standards in the world. We are doing a much better job than we did 30 years ago at containing this waste. At the same time, I think the public needs to understand that we are the most resource consumptive and most waste producing society in the world, and we need to take responsibility for that.
Mark Gravetti is a hydrologist with Geosyntec Consultants. He has worked on geologic and groundwater evaluation projects at numerous landfill sites, including Tajiguas landfill, for the last 19 years.
Back in the caveman days or in the olden days, you could throw your garbage outside the camp or outside the cave, and just when it filled up and got too bad, you could move on. And as communities evolved, there was a real progressive need through the years for more and more waste management, till it's evolved into the art it is now, where actually waste management's a very sophisticated practice. It involves not just picking up garbage at your house and having it end up somewhere, but it's a complicated arena of taking the waste that we generate, recycling as much as we can, and ultimately what we can't recycle needs to go somewhere. And that's the purpose of landfills, today's modern landfills, which are really quite sophisticated when it comes down to the engineering that goes into them.
Steve Cushman is the president of the Santa Barbara Region Chamber of Commerce. His organization includes 1,600 businesses and 50,000 employees. He has been at this post for over 15 years.
Well, you know, the one value to this argument over whether we should have a landfill at Tajiguas is it is sensitizing people to the fact that, oh, we have to throw it somewhere. And there are implications to the fact that we throw it into a hole and cover it up. Are there options to that? And it is raising that, what are the options? Finally, those are being raised.
This community needs a landfill, one that's managed properly and one that has stability. By that I mean we need some landfill with some life in it. We can't be every other year wondering where we're going to take our residual. As a society, we're always going to have residual waste.
If we don't use Tajiguas landfill, we have to use another landfill. Where is it? What are the circumstances of taking material that distance? What are the environmental costs and benefits?
If you're taking your waste and you're sending it out of county, you don't know to what care and diligence the other county jurisdictions are handling their waste.
I personally feel very, very strongly about local responsibility, that this community has to step up and do the right thing.
For instance, you could have a situation where there's hazardous waste that's gone to this facility.
If a landfill's closed, the government entity or the private sector entity that operate it and the taxpayers are responsible for assuring that that landfill will be monitored.
You don't know whether or not the other jurisdiction are the same kind of environmental stewards that you are.
There's no question in my mind, I mean, absolutely no question in my mind that we should control how we take care of our waste stream.
We have the ability to set the rates because it's our facility.
We should be very proud of our accomplishments with regards to solid waste.
Trash is a fact in our lives. It must be managed and disposed of properly with a focus on public health and environmental health. For information, call 882-3600 or visit us on the web at www.publicworkssb.org. Together we can discuss and determine a waste management plan for our future.